Okay, so after a super long time of waiting, Ryobi finally came out with the solar panels that they promised a long time ago, and you probably saw it on VCG's channel. Very cool Gang's channel. They do a lot of reviews, and they get invited a lot of places, so they got to see this first. Well, now we get to see it. This is the foldable 60-watt Ryobi solar panel. Now I'm going to turn around to the back so you can see what I'm working with here. This is a little stand. That's all it does. It's just got elastics in there. And in here, actually you should probably see this first, in here is where the business happens. These are little barrel adapters. When I say barrel adapters, that's the type of connection that you actually have. So you can use these pretty much on whatever you use a barrel connection on, maybe be a laptop. I don't use a lot of barrel connections, but right here, let me just pull this out to the side. This is a USB-A right here. This is your barrel connection here. And then right down in the center is a USB-C right there. Now, if you use the USB-A, you're going to get 24 watts maximum. If you use the USB-C, it's going to be 45 watts maximum. And if you use the 90 watt, what am I talking about? I'm tired. It's like 6:30, 7 a.m. The sun shining. I wanted to get here as early as possible. But if you use the barrel connection, you're going to get 59 watts. So they do vary based upon, what you're actually using. But we're going to set these to the side and just kind of open this bad boy up. So it's a beautiful sunny morning, so I'm going to be able to get hopefully the maximum amount of power out of this. It is super hard for me to see. We have direct sunlight, no clouds in the way. We should be getting the maximum power out of the solar panel. So let's go ahead and throw a meter on it just to see what we're getting out of the barrel connection, because that's one of the things that's been really hard for me to find. I can't find the voltage. They tell me the wattage, but I don't know where the voltage is. Okay, so I have this here. I'm just going to throw it through here so it kind of stays out here. And let's press this on this little meter. This thing is tiny too. Look how small this meter is. All right. This actually does auto too. This is really nice. This is by Tesman. So let's see what you can see, if I can see it too. With barrel connections, your actual power is down the center. So we're going to throw that down in the center. Make sure we have connection. This is your ground. And it looks like we have 23 volts coming out of the panel right now. So that's good. Okay, so that's exactly what I needed to see for this, because the output voltage will really tell the tale of what this can actually do. So at 23 or 24 volts, that is very typical for a solar panel. You can usually get the 12 volt, you can do 20 volts, and that's how they wire all the cells together. So that's telling me if we really wanted to, we could take this plug and we could plug it straight into a charger. We could splice it into a charger and we could just charge batteries. Now, if you read the disclaimer right here, it actually says this is unregulated, and you would have to put on an MPPT charger to make sure that that charge controller regulated the voltage that's going out. Now, if you take a look at the USB-A and the USB-C, well, that does go through a little bit of a regulator. So that's what they're saying, is that we can charge one of these batteries through one of these inverters / chargers, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We have great sunlight. With this particular inverter, it's a 150 watt inverter. We have a USB-C to USB-C that came with it, which is really nice. And we're going to take this, we're going to go ahead and plug it into it. Hold on, I got to flip it over. Okay, so we're plugged in. We're going to flip it back. Get our little stands here. All right, And all we need to do, now, yeah, I forgot to tell you. Let me get closer. This battery is, see that? Yeah, it's dead. I killed it vacuuming. So we're going to see how long it actually takes to charge this. All right, there we go in the back. Okay, so the charge indicator is on. Really hard to see, sorry. But the charge indicator is on. But as I take a look at this, now this is not like a pass-through charging situation, so you're not going to be able to use this and charge at the same time. That way you always get that power coming out of it. So let's just see this. Yep, it's charging, it's flashing green, which is fantastic. I actually like this little inverter. The biggest claim that Ryobi made with the solar panels that you can charge up to like 8 or 9. I think in the first video they were mistaken. I don't believe it's 9 batteries at one time. I believe it's only 8 batteries at one time. And how they achieve that, now this is what I have been getting in Ryobi Rebels. That's what this stands for right here. The biggest question is, how the heck do you charge 8 or 9 batteries at one time? What device do they have that you can charge that many batteries? Well, it is the 18 volt new 1800 watt power station. That hasn't actually came out, so you can't use it. But that's going to cost you a lot of money in order to get that if you're just going to use it as a charger. So what I am hoping is that they come out with a specific solar battery charger, kind of like this, but it doesn't need to be an inverter at all. It just needs to be kind of like a supercharger. You hook up 6 to 8 batteries on it, and it has its own little charge controller built into it, and you plug it into the solar panel and you just let her rip, and that's how it works. Now if you have all of that power going into it, yeah, it's going to take a long time. So maybe they don't come out with an 8 battery, maybe they just come out with a 4 battery charger. That way you cut it in half, and the tale will tell itself when I see how long it takes to actually charge this. Now the time is 8:34 a.m. at this very moment. We're going to put this on a security camera just to see how long it actually takes to charge with these panels. Now these panels are doing a pretty good job. They're heating up, which is fantastic. Now since this is as big as what it is, and you have some loops that you can, hook onto, you can hang it off stuff. The big question is, I built solar panels. I've done a lot. I've converted it. I put my own charge controllers on it. We have done a lot of work in the solar world for Ryobi and other brands. I don't use barrel connections, and I am not sure what to use a barrel connection for on this. So my question is, I'm not knocking it, I'm just asking, if you all use a barrel connection, what do you use it for besides a laptop? You can't say laptop because you're not supposed to use this on a laptop without a charge controller. So let me know down in the comments below. Okay, so this is the solar charging setup. I have the solar here, and then I actually have the charger on the back side with the camera so we can see it. Now don't judge me, my house is always under construction and I have a farm. So all that means is that I'm always working. But anyways, I had a quick thought. Can I charge a phone at the same time that we are charging the battery? Well, let's find out. Okay, so I have this hooked up to the USB-A. This is an S22 Ultra. We're going to go ahead and plug it up here. And look at that, it is charging. It may be hard to see, but if you look right there, it's got the little lightning bolt and it's charging just fine. And if you can see right here, the battery is still charging too. So it does do simultaneous outputs from the solar panel as well. It's actually pretty cool. So it's been just over an hour of direct sunlight. Let's see where we're at here. It's still charging, as you can see, and we are working on the last bar, so that's actually not too bad. Okay, so something very interesting. The first time it's ever happened today with this test. So the sun, which was over here, is now over here. It is roughly, what time is it now? It's 11:42, so it's still before noon on Sunday. As I was charging this, you can see where I was just testing to see where we were at, and that was right after 10 a.m. And we almost had this battery fully charged right here. We are on 3 bars. Well, someone turned the power off to my camera, but I think we can quantify at just over an hour. So I believe right at an hour and 20 minutes is how long it took to charge a 2 amp hour battery that's 18 volts using the little inverter slash charger from Ryobi. Now, the charging capabilities on here, this is 5 volts at 45 watts. So we're not using that 24 volts that's actually supplied from here. A couple questions that I had is, can I use this really nice 800 watt? They also make a 1000 watt version of this power inverter. You can put an 18 volt battery in right here. So that's all you need to do to make that work. And then you also have a 12 volt inverter right there. And then if you hook up a big 12 volt battery right here, that's when you get the 800 watts. And then this is 300 watts. And then you put that in, that's 120 watts right there. Since this outputs on that barrel fitting right here 24 volts, well, that really doesn't work very well. Now, I was trying to figure out what I could use for that 24 volts. And that whenever you use 24 volts, there's actually a tolerance in these tools. You have nominal voltage, you have true voltage, all that good stuff, but you can actually use these at 20 volts. Now this has a barrel plug, the spotlight, and that can be plugged into a 12 volt charger. And I figured, hey, could I actually use this with this? And then I got to thinking, wait, that's for a 12 volt from your vehicle, not a 24 volt. So that you must have a little bitty power, and not inverter, but just power change in there from 12 to 24 and or 12 to 18. And I don't think I want to try it with this. I think I'm going to blow the little fuses or capacitors out of there. So I'm not sure what else I can use with this, being that this is 24 volts. Now, if you plug this into a nice little charge controller to where you can take this 24 volts, jump it down, or just have it continuous, and you want to splice in a charger, you want to put a few of these in, maybe that's something that's plausible. But right now, all I can see is that you can charge this. You can do whatever you want to with a USB-C, and that'll work too. Or if you just want to use a regular USB right there, you can do that too. And if you want to take it on a camping trip, that's absolutely fine if you want to use it out there. If you want to use it anywhere else, just for charging small devices, I guess that's okay too. What I would recommend is that you do have some sort of power bank. So if you are going to charge this up, or you have the 18 volt 1800 watt and you want to use that as your continuous power supply, that's your actual power quality as well, because you want pure sine technology if you're going to be charging sensitive equipment like laptops or anything of the like. Other than that, that's the best I could do reviewing this 60 watt solar panel. I really don't know what else to do with it. I may modify and try some different things to see how many batteries I can charge coming off of this, but to be quite honest with you, without having a proper charge controller in place and in line, I'm not sure that it would be safe in order to do that. But stick around. Don't forget to subscribe, because I will be doing a little more things with this particular panel, taking it on trips and doing things like that. Everyone, I hope that you liked this video. I hope that it was educational or informative to you. If it was, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and most of all, please share the video. If you share this video, that's going to provide some information to people who may not have otherwise seen it. And get out there, go build something, go make mistakes, learn from your mistakes, and pass it on to the next generation. Because when you do that, you may help somebody, and you may help that next generation get up to speed. Until next time, take care. My name's Brent. This is Live Free and Tool On. See ya.